Hi everyone, today we're going to be reviewing the Broadway Limited Paragon 3 Milwaukee Road S3 number 261. This is one of my favorite engines next to 1225. The engine is up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, used in Excursion service, and yeah, you can go see it. I plan on seeing it at some point, and yeah, let's get into the review. Thing I would like to point out is that I have to send this engine back to Broadway actually. One of the pickup wires on the harness stripped, so I need a new harness for this engine. But it can run, but not very well due to the pickup. But other than that, with the pickup in it, it runs very well. Pretty good for a Broadway engine. So starting off with some details here, we've got the headlight 261 on both sides. We've got a flipping down coupler, which I think is very unique. We've got swinging bell. We've got an air horn here, which I like to think of this locomotive as an unstreamlined 4449 because it's a 484. It has an air horn and two steam whistles actually. One is in Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, off of one of their northerns, and the other one is a Milwaukee Road screech whistle, 3-chime, which is rarely ever used, but in my opinion, I prefer the screech over the Santa Fe whistle. It just seems more accurate to, it sounds a lot better just to hear 261's own voice. Moving towards the middle, we've got smokestack right here. We've got the pilot wheels, air compressor, sand dome. We've got pop-off valves. We got the drivers, air tank, reverser. Towards the back, we've got the dynamo, 261 printed on the cab. We've got a moving hatch above the engine. We have the firebox. Oh, there, my camera focused there. We've got the trailer truck as well. One thing that I think is really cool about this engine is it has a cab light, and not a lot of engines have that. A lot of people install them themselves, or that's just a factory thing, but I do like that they added that. We've got a real co-load here. We got the tender trucks. We have the Milwaukee Road, Milwaukee, St. Paul, and Pacific Railroad logo on the side. We've got water hatches, some more railing towards the back. We've got an operating backlight and some information gallons, and we have a KD coupler. One thing I would like to say is I love that Broadway Limited actually took their sounds from the real 261. I'll have that video down in the description if you guys want to go check it out. But I think it's awesome that they actually went out and recorded the 261 and put the sounds in their S3s, which is definitely a step forward for them. Alright, let's move on to the sounds now. Alright, I'm going to fill you guys in with a little bit of history behind these locomotives. The Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul, and Pacific Railroad ordered 52 Northern 484 locomotives due to the start of World War II, dubbed the S-Class. The engines operated magnificently on the Milwaukee, but they decided to move to dieselization, and the massive 484s were set up for scrap by 1956. Only two S locomotives exist. S3s number 265 at the Illinois Railway Museum, and number 261, used in Excursion service in Minnesota's state capital. Alright guys, let's go on to some of the sounds here. I have this locomotive on address 261 right now. Let's press F9 to start it up. Alright, so what you guys just heard there was an engineer walking up to the cab and shoveling some coal, getting the engine fired up, and then you hear the engine starting up and the dynamo whirring, and yeah, I think that's really realistic of Broadway Limited to add. Let's go over function 1, which is 261's bell. Now, that was a swinging bell. Here's the ending there. That was a swinging bell. There's actually two bells. There's that one, and then there's the automatic air bell, which is CV223 value 1. And here's that bell. I think I'm going to leave it at that, because that's pretty realistic to the real 261 as of today. Let's go over the 3-chime whistle with the pull cord. That sounds freaking awesome. I love that so much. And we'll use CV224 value 1 to go over the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Northern whistle. I love that. That's beautiful. And another thing Broadway Limited added is if you press function 25, they have another version of that ATSF whistle that they added. It's more of a sequence kind of. It's like a one-button kind of. I don't know how to explain it really. It's more of just a function that plays a quilling of the whistle. So that's function 25. That is beautiful. Oh my, I'm in love with this engine. And let's go to CV224 value 2. And that switches to the 3-chime with the push button style whistle that was used back in the revenue days. I love that. The Broadway Limited did an amazing job on this. I think I'm going to keep the Santa Fe whistle on this engine because it's about accurate to how it sounds today, and also the air bell. We've got other functions. We've got blow down. We got a little bit of crew talk here. Another thing I think is really cool about this engine is the crew talk refers to the 261.
This engine MILW 261 has authority to open up and enter midway sub main track number 1. Proceed westward. Is that correct, over?
Alright, just give me a shout when you come down, fellas.
Alright, we'll be over there in a second.
Thank you.
Roger.
I am clear to set on first, correct?
Yes, sir. You're clear to set on.
Thank you, sir. I am setting on at this time.
That is amazing. I love that they put this on. Really shows that this is almost the real thing. So let's get to seeing how the engine moves and how the chuff sounds and how the smoke is. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out is this also has an air horn, which is activated by pressing function 22. Oh my gosh. This is a step up for HO scale. I mean, other manufacturers better get off their butts and start making engines like this, because this is phenomenal. So let's get the engine running. Alright guys, I truly apologize for this, but I'm not able to move the engine because it hates its pickups right now. So it won't move. But luckily I do have a few videos of the engine running. One thing I also wanted to add was it has the red emergency Mars light. I think that is definitely, I give this engine a solid 10 out of 10 for all the features that they added to this. So let's roll a few videos of the engine actually running before I strip the wire. Alright guys, I apologize that I couldn't run it tonight due to my lack of trust in myself and trying to solder the wire back, so I'm gonna have Broadway do it. Sorry about that. Anyways, stay cool and stay on track. Goodbye.